Hi guys, welcome to my pregnancy Wednesday, which is again late. It's late because I had my third growth scan and I wanted to have the growth scan before I actually put this vlog up. Obviously I couldn't do it on Wednesday because I wouldn't have had time and it wouldn't have been done. So I've got to put it up tonight. Hopefully I can get it edited and put it up tonight on time because it should be Thursday by the time that you watch this. So I went to my third growth scan, and I know I said last week, if you watched this the growth scan number 2, you'll see that everything looked fine last week. They did want me to go another time, and they wanted me to go a week later because of the fetal medicine clinic, which I think is every 2 weeks, and so they wanted me to go so I just could get straight in with a consultant of fetal medicine and have them look at everything because they're experts in the field. Sorry my tripod's moving, my cat is here. I'm sorry if you hear him. It's dinner time for him soon, but not yet, so he's trying to get dinner early. No, him, you have to wait a little bit. It's too early. It's too early for dinner. So anyway, we went in today for the third growth scan and we went straight in. We had to wait a couple of minutes, maybe like 5 or 10 minutes. And then the consultant came out and the first thing he said was, "I don't even know why you're here." Like, what? He's like, they got normal readings last time. The first time it was a little bit, you know, the cord pressure was a little bit high, but he's like, last time they got completely normal readings, the baby was growing at the same rate, if not a little bit better, everything was fine. So he's like, I don't really know why you're here with me now, but we'll do the measurements. So he did the measurements so quickly compared to, you know, when you go to the other growth scans that we've been to where they take forever and they just measure many times to make sure that they're doing it right. He got the measurement, took one measurement, looks good, took a couple measurements. He's like, normal, 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 everything's normal, normal. He goes, everything looks normal. So then he was like, okay, we're done. He tried to show us the baby's face, but the baby's hand was like this. So we could only see, you know, his eye, and maybe once he went like this. But even then it's an ultrasound, so like a 2D ultrasound. So Alvin and I kind of know what to look at. So we knew, oh, he's like, there's the lips, the eyes, the nose and stuff. But I'm not really too worried about that because I'm not the kind of person that wants to see the baby before the babies actually come out, because I think they all look the same. Not that they all look the same, but it's all very similar and it's not something that I want to see. So everyone's different. So for me it wasn't that much big of a deal, but it was kind of fun for the ultrasound technician or the consultant to show us. He was really excited about it. I thought that was really nice that he did that because he didn't have to. So anyway, after everything was totally normal, he's like, well, I guess I'm gonna bring you back in 4 weeks, but he's like, maybe, I mean, I guess so, everything looks great. He's like, you've been 3 times and everything has looked great all 3 times. The baby's growing, he's just about above, he's at the 50th or a little bit above, so I mean, everything looks fine. He's like, everything looks normal to me. He's like, he was kind of struggling, like, do I bring you in or do I not bring you in at all? Because his job at this point is to follow up the pregnancy and make sure everything goes well, because we were referred to him. So really he kind of has to give us an ultrasound, like another ultrasound I think, but he was like, I don't even think I need to. And then he was like, are you stressed coming here? And I was like, yes, I'm so stressed. Like, I hate going to ultrasounds. I hate it because I always expect bad news. I don't want to go. I don't like going. I don't, just let me go home and gestate. I don't want to go. But then we started talking about why I have that anxiety surrounding it and how it was because of Emmeline and how they made us really scared. And then, you know, he just talked to us a little bit about Emmeline. He's like, well, did she get bigger after she was born? They had deemed Emmeline in my paperwork genetically small, which is normal for my side of the family because every time they did all the tests, they tried to find something wrong. They tried every week that we had an ultrasound for Emmeline and there was nothing wrong, but they made it really, really scary for us. So I told him where that came from and he's like, well, did she get bigger after she was born? I'm like, well, she did, and then at 3 months she shot up the 50th percent, but then after that she went and tapered off and she's been around the 25th percent since then. I didn't say that to him, but I was like, yeah, she got big at 3 months. She was like average size, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, well, that is a sign of growth restriction and maybe we should bring you back in because of your history of it. So he's like, all right, well, why don't we see you in 3 weeks? So I actually don't think the appointment time works, so we are going to have to change that. I don't think we're going to be around. So I think that we are going to have the growth scan at 4 weeks, if we even go to it, because I'm going to talk to the midwives. I'm probably going to call them back and talk to them, because if everything looked great and fine, I don't, personally for me, I don't feel the need to go again. And he asked if it was okay, if we wanted to come back, and we said yes, but now that I think about it, I don't really want to go back in because everything looks great. So I'm going to call them back and talk to them about it and see what they think. And maybe, if anything, go for like a later growth scan, because we've been there 3 times and every time everything's been great. He wasn't even sure that we needed to go back because he was like, I think everything's fine. Like, he knows, he's like, everything looks great, but it's just for the sake of bringing you back in, sort of thing. So I'm going to give him a call and see what they say, and maybe we'll go back in for that, maybe not. Maybe this will be my last one. I'm going to see what they say, and we'll see. I also have a midwife appointment next week as well, so I'm going to talk to her. And we'll see. But everything looks great. I'm so happy. I'm so relieved. I'm not really worried at this point because he found everything to be normal. Yes, the cord pressure is on the higher end, but he said that looks to be normal for this baby. And that's fine. He's like, because it's fine. He's like, that's just as normal. This happens all the time. It's not like something wrong. And he's like, probably for you that's perfect, because if it was lower, your baby would be really big. And maybe that's not the best for your body. So what I don't want to happen, and I talked to them about that as well, is I don't want us to go back and the baby to be a little bit smaller. Because that can happen where your baby's growing only 50%, and then when you get close to your due date, your baby's weight kind of drops a little bit. In a normal pregnancy, or a pregnancy where there were no concerns to begin with, they wouldn't notice that. Tons of babies are due full term at around 6 pounds, 7 pounds, 8 pounds, 9 pounds, 10 pounds. Like, it's totally normal, and it varies so much. I just think babies vary so much when they're full term and the size of them. So I think at this point I'm the most worried about going back for another growth scan and having him be a tiny bit smaller. Because in my opinion that would be fine, because he's average, and if he was a little bit smaller he would only be a little bit below the 50th percent, or if he was around the 25th percent. And that doesn't worry me, because when I do go back I'll almost be 37 weeks, so I'll almost be full term. But I don't want them to freak out, because then that would cause, like, being a consultant and someone who in fetal medicine, if the baby would drop, you would kind of have to follow it up, and they would get concerned. And the funny thing about this consultant, who I really like, he was like, stay away from us. Because he's like, we have to check it and we have to follow up, because that is our job. That doesn't mean something is always wrong. We just have to do it. I don't know. So anyway, everything went well. That's all I wanted to say, just update you. Next week, I'm probably going to do a pregnancy vlog to update everyone on my pregnancy, because I haven't really been doing my blogs. I haven't wanted to think about it. I just need distraction. So I've just been trying to get through this little time of, you know, the pregnancy weirdness. I'm not sure. So anyway, hopefully this is concise enough for you. It's late. It's actually like 7 o'clock at night, and I need to get Emmeline to bed. I need to get ready for bed, or like get ready for the nighttime routine. I'm not even ready, so I'm rushing this video. I'm sorry if it's a mess and confusing, but anyway, we had high cord pressure. It looks to be normal for this baby. We've had 3 growth scans. Everything looks great. He's growing. Everything looks fantastic. The only thing that was a bit strange, the consultant said, is that weight looks the same, but the femur measured way longer than last time, and the stomach was a little bit smaller than last time. The head was the same. But he's not concerned about it, because he's like, the baby grows differently. I'm not concerned about it. Anyway, my camera's gonna die, so I'm gonna go. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you guys have a really good day, and I will probably talk to you more about this next week. I don't know. As I was saying, my camera's gonna die. I hope this video explains everything and is concise enough. I don't even know if it is. To be honest, going back, if I watched it, I think I'd be confused, because I'm thinking about so many things right now other than making this video. So I'm gonna go. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you guys have a really good night, and I hope to see you next week. At the end of the day, everything looks good, and it's been all good news, so I'm so happy about that. I hope you guys are doing well, and I will see you tomorrow. Yes, tomorrow I'm gonna try and post my other vlogs. It's Friday, and we're trying to get back on track. Bye.